Hi, it's Tracy talking to you about my reflection on the first part of the book, On the Road, written by Jack Kerouac, who published this in 1957, which was a time during the Beat Generation. What this meant was poets would read their poetry sometimes to some jazz music, sometimes towards a beat of pounding on the table. And it was kind of meant to make you feel like you were living this experience with the poet at that time as well, with them. So Jack wrote the book On the Road, and he describes himself first meeting this man named Neil, who's from the West, from Denver. And he really takes a liking to him, and he decides that he's excited about this man. He lives life to the fullest, he's happy, and Jack wants to live like that. So they devise this plan, and they're going to go out west together one time, or so they could be free and live life to the fullest. So Jack gets ready to go. It's the summer of 47. He devises this plan and starts hitchhiking. Well, the first plan didn't work out so well. He ends up north and he gets very frustrated with himself. But he doesn't give up. He gets a ride back to New York and he decides, I've wasted enough time. I'm buying a bus ticket. I'm going to Chicago. So he heads that way. Now he's excited for the first time in his life. He's to the west. He's west of New York. And he continues on his way, hitchhiking, meeting lots of interesting people, many different rides, many walks of life. He describes them all. And then he ends up in Denver and he meets Neil and Alan and they party and they have a good time. But he really is off to San Francisco to meet a long friend from school named Henry. And they're going to work together on this boat, and Jack is going to work more on his novel. So that's his final plan of getting there to San Francisco. Once there, he's trying to write. It turns out to be too sad, and he tells Henry he wants a job. So Henry gets him the same job that he has at these barracks, and Jack gets bored there one night and drinks and gets drunk and ends up hanging the flag upside down on a flagpole. And he kind of decides and realizes at that moment this isn't what he wants, and he just wants to go out and see what everybody else is doing in the world and have fun, kind of like Neil is. So we'll see what happens.